lessons.
Yeah.
Let me see. Are we talking about the movie Tondo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tondo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This actual movie now.
Okay.
I think it's about really confronting your maybe a sense of responsibility that you had buried beneath your quest for success.
Well.
Yeah. So there's a sense of responsibility that had been forgotten, and then you come to, it comes back to you when you try to help the place that you love. So it comes back to haunt you in a way. But it's all done in a comedy drama. That's the genre. But that's basically what it's about. Yeah. So I think it questions. It's what is our responsibility to the community.
That's what I wanted to know, because exactly like the type of audience that you were trying to show to it's like they're not selective, it's inclusive, right? Like everybody can relate to it. That's really the most important part of that movie, especially sa Toronto.
Did you see the president?
Yes,
Okay.
I saw it, and I'm very interested. When I didn't even know that's why I emailed her right away. I said, I want to see this. Like, I want to talk to the people involved here.
I think one of the things also that I felt was important, and it's something I picked up in the pre-production back in November. During the writing stage. One image stuck with me when we went to the new Smoky Mountain. There was this young boy, he's a teenager, who was pushing his tricycle, and something that he does for a living. So he was pushing it to the obstacles, the mud, and all of that. But he was maybe 17, 18 years old, but there was no trace of awa sa sarili, bitterness, no resentment. Just a little job, and he really had to do something. If this is his job, he was just pushing through. And this is in the midst of New Smoky Mountain, that scene where Robert was going around. So he was in that, he lived there, and he was pushing this thing through all of the obstacles. So that stuck with, I think that colored the tone of the movie for me. I think because of that, I thought it was important that the people who live in Tondo do not look at themselves as victims.
Are you making any political or social statement in that movie?
There's an implication, no? You can get the inference from there, but I was concentrating on the family, on the interacting with the place that we left, and I think part of the lesson is part of the lesson is that you help while you can, because even if you come back, you also realize that people will go on without you. So, I think that's one of the things that Robert's character realized also. People go on without you, and they will continue. It's not going to be a big drama na iniwan mo kami, blah blah blah, walang ganon. They will just, nobody in Tondo, in this movie, nobody looked at himself as a victim and blaming Well, there was one scene with you saw the movie, but there was one scene where he was confronted with it. But I think generally the place was not, kind of like bitter about the situation. I thought that was important to communicate, that people don't look at themselves as victims, and they will push on. They will, work at what they need to get at. And if you can help, great. But if you don't want to help, we will go on. I think it's important. I think speaking from the Tondo, from the people who live in Tondo. Of course, the movie is more than that, because it's about Robert, the family trying to
blend in, right?
Yeah, trying to get something going in Tondo.
I had directed Robert in some couple of Awitan Kita episodes for TV, meron pang TV. Alam ko talaga na kumakanta siya. So, sabi ko,
I saw that Harana thing.
Pwedeng pakantahin ito. Pwedeng gumawa ng problema nito. So, yung dalawang magpinsa naman, alam ko din na kumakanta. So, alam mo na pwedeng dalhin doon. And the same thing with the casting of Aisa Sigera.
I said it's a singer. You know?
So, Elsa magaling umarte.
Yeah.
So, nakakatulong talaga yung nandun na yung casting. And then, karamihan ng mga nandun, taga-teatro. So, it was yung role ng leading lady ni Robert nung una. Originally, I wanted the real life Barbara, the real life wife, no? Pero hindi siya pumede because she was sick at that time. So, si Lisa Lorena ang kinuha namin, no? It was, nag-meld yung cast. And siguro kung nagkaroon man ng konting hirap lang kasi we were sharing them with the schedules of their soap operas. Buti na lang si Robert, si Aisa, si Rafa, yung kanilang soap operas, MWF. At buti na lang at that time, hindi pa nag-soap opera si Cris kasi si Cris nag-soap opera after nung shooting. Yun ang pamatay dun eh.
Yeah, challenge schedule.
I think also, kasi wala kaming, and we knew we had only 12 days. So wala talagang, it was conscious also to cast people who had worked with each other before. Meron ng, they knew each other, there's some kind of chemistry going on. We've seen them in other plays or other movies. So it really, we didn't have time talaga to, extensive rehearsal time to get people to gel. So we just, because of the schedule, so that was something, we were kind of like short-circuiting the process by get people na who know each other. So otherwise, because if everybody was new to each other, maybe it would have taken 5 shooting days already before they started to gel. So it was important to get people to know each other.
So wala kaming walang superstar na feeling na no, you have to accommodate me, you have to wait for me, ganyan. Wala. Even siguro at that time, the busiest would have been Aisa Sigera. Wala siyang, hindi rin mahirap. Schedule lang talaga yung problema, scheduling.
So for this film, are you expecting an award?
You know, for me, the biggest award is that I was able to do a movie after 14 years. I mean, for me, that's no, I really, because I've worked in enough films and I've worked long enough to know na, you know, it's really very subjective naman to the viewer. I mean, the same project would be looked on. You can get, you know, different responses or sometimes polar or opposite responses. So it's really, no, I wasn't, you know, I'm not, thank you kung nandiyan, pero I mean, kung wala, okay lang because I'm already rewarded.
Although it did win in Cinemalaya, it won jury prize.
Special jury prize.
Special jury prize in the Cinemalaya Film Festival, and he won Best Actor and she won Best Supporting Actress. So it has won awards already.
Because we've been here for so long, so we're always after the accolades ng Filipino. Like,
Cinemalaya has been great. They've been supportive talaga of independent cinema. So it's been, this is the first time I've worked with the cinema, you know, in making a movie for Cinemalaya. I thought it was really a great experience.
this is the first time you guys have been in Toronto, right?
No.
The first time?
No,
Like,
not
and
No, we worked
You were here
together.
before.
Ah, yeah, we 94 to 90
Yeah.
to 2000. We had that was 7 years, at least one film every year. In 94 and 97 each, we had 2 films. So 9 films in 7 years. We've had 9 films in 7 years here.
So he actually has a following in Toronto. The last one was in 2000.
As I said,
what would you, like, for you, it is filmmaking that, or like cinema or theaters? What choice do you have? Like,
I'm kind of, well, cinema, TV, and theater. Theater, well, we did Awitan Kita sa Makati and then we did Walang Sugat 2 years ago at the season for Tanghalang Filipino. I enjoy all of them, but the demands are different. I think television is the most demanding in getting as much done in a short time as possible. It's just the nature talaga of the industries. Theater, I enjoyed because in Walang Sugat we had 6 weeks of rehearsal. It was really nice to explore. Film is medyo kind of like in between, and you don't have that. If you're lucky if you get. Well, I used to in the old days, mga mains, mga 28 days to 30 days, my older films. So this is a shock to have to shoot it in 12 days. But still, it's still enough, more than what you get in television. So, and it's fun then, kasi it's a high intensity over such a short period.
12 days.
My colleagues in school were so shocked. Like 2.5 months turnaround to the pre-prod, production, post, and then screen at the festival. This is all within 2.5 months. It's also apparent on screen, the spontaneity, there's something about it that's I feel it is fresher for it.
Pag nakita mo lang yung movie, like kung nakita ni Rafa yung movie, nainis siya kasi parang ang dali. Sabi niya parang ganun lang kadali yun. Init nung sinushooting natin yan. Ilang takes yan. It looked so simple, the way the scenes were mounted. But
I'd like to add though, but he was also able to do it in 12 days because he did a lot of pre-production.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With a lot of planning and everything was thought out. So when you're there, you know exactly what you want, what he's gonna do. If he didn't do that, that would never have been 12 days. So that the planning is
so a lot of the production was done already in pre-prod. I mean, the filtering the choices and really simplifying the attack to really
too many
parang
locations, right?
just konti lang. But basically, even the coverage, it was just, and the way to the blocking, it was already, a lot of choices have been filtered out in pre-prod, so it was narrowed down. It was already prepared for a 12-day shoot.
When I was reading your the movie and saw the trailer and read about you coming back to the movies, I thought about one word. It's a comeback, also in the movie, right? So that tied up. That's why I was asking one word. I thought it's a comeback, is it? Because the movie
what was
is.
your last movie, Robert?
What's your last one? But you've been busy.
Yeah, he's been busy.
No, but the story is coming back.
Lead role because I've been doing mostly supporting roles because of my age. Pero yung lead role, kailan ba yun? More than 20 years.
Since a lead role.
Can I ask you that?
Yeah.
I just asked you something because I had this kind of thought, like when your characters came on the movie, right?
Yes.
How did it change the tone of the movie? Like, did it change anything?
In terms of us and our life and how it changed us.
No, like not in your life. Like you, for example, you came onto the movie, right? Like your involvement in the movie. Did it change the whole setup? Like some people, like her, when they come in, some actors they'll say, "Oh, I'm more into the technical part of the movie, so I want to change this part of the movie." But I don't think 12 days you won't have that liberty, right? So they just did what they were told to do.
Well, I think for me, the difference with theater and film, if you do film, you surrender the ideas to your director because it's his medium. So I just learned my lines, studied my character, and then did it on set. So it just really followed him. Whereas in theater, kasi you have the liberties to be making so many choices on the fly because it's yours, it's the actors, it's your medium. So yeah, I just really listened to it.
Well, and since this film is also loosely based on grandfather and also our family dynamics, a lot of people actually thought that our acting was just natural, that we really are like that, which is not true. It was just, I think they put in some exaggerations, some undertones for us to be able to work around what character was given to us. They know our strengths, they know our weaknesses, but then it was all about us like doing all of this because they're like really saying, yeah, you're really not the types who go to Tondo. But then again, we're a family that just did anything and everything, and we're pretty cowboy when it comes to these things. No? So, yeah, we just had a lot of fun, and we played on the fact that since we really are cousins anyway, our relationship is really like that. So and then we built around that, and then that's how it happened. And of course, sometimes, they'll tell us, okay, it's a little too much, or maybe you can do a little more here, do more there. And we're willing. I mean, this is your Hungarian film
First.
yeah, and this is only my second. So really, whatever they want us to do, we'll do it.
It's not like you can make demands.
Yeah, it's like, whatever, sure, bring it on.
Yeah, Rafa might get grounded if we make demands.
No, we try to make demands.
But there's a sense of play kasi I think that's important. So, yeah. And I think we were communicating always on a professional level. So, even the language that we were using, it was really director, actor, professional. There's a lingo that you work with them. It's really, it's like that just cuts through a lot of the, it's very specific what you're supposed to do, certain objectives and ganyan. It wasn't really talking personal stuff. So, but the goal is to get it to look so easy and like natural, which is not necessarily easy and natural because there's so many choices. And unless the director and actor get to really work it out and filter out things, it can pwedeng sumabog yan. But it's very focused on, because we were, it is clear and specific, the communication.
I don't know if you have asked, but 12 days, is that a record breaker?
For me, the Philippines? No. Not at all.
But yeah, for
him, yeah.
A lot of, I think, yeah.
A lot of indie filmmakers really,
Yeah.
because indie movies in the Philippines are made on a big steal and borrow proposition. So the shorter the time it takes you to make a movie, the cheaper, the closer you get to keeping within the budget.
And there was a time in the 90s when Motherly Look for Regal Films used to do what they were called the Pito Pitos, which was done in 7 days for 7 million pesos. So at that time, that's actually kind of a big budget already.
7 million?
Yes. Yeah. At that time, but remember at that time it was film. That's why it's expensive. Because the film, now it's digital, that's why you can also make them for cheaper because you don't have to pay